Aw, thanks, John. That's nice. Hello everyone and welcome back to the final part of Season 4 of Careering Onwards here with Leicester City, our first full season here, but our second season at the club, and it is final day time, final day of the season. We have got one more game to play against Derby County, and well, in a good way, it means absolutely nothing. Because, of course, last time, if you watched it, it's a spoiler if you didn't, but it's on the screen now, we did wrap up both promotion and then the championship title. Absolutely fantastic job all round. We have finally dragged this club back into the Premier League after they got relegated at the end of the first season. We didn't really have much chance last season given the position we inherited them in, but this season we have done the job. To be honest, it didn't really look particularly in doubt at any point. There was a bit of a sticky patch, there was a bit touch and go, but we got the job done, and that is what matters. We won't, however, be breaking Reading's points record. As you can see, we are on 101 points with one game to go, which means if my math is accurate, the best we can do is 104, which is too short of their record. We could have broken their record, we could have got 109, but well, let's just check the results from since last time. A 1-0 defeat to Preston. That was the first game. 94th minute winner for them, which was, we didn't really turn up particularly. We didn't turn up against Nottingham Forest either. It was a 0-0 draw in that one. I think the players, they're on the beach already. They don't really care. They've got their medals. So that's all they're really interested in. So it is Derby County. John Terry's Derby County. He's just told us how much he loves us. So let's just beat him, beat his team. That'll show him. Thanks, John. I really appreciate it in this fictional world. You telling me that you're a big fan of me. Anyway, we'll get to this game. We'll get through this game, and then we'll have a look and see all the end of season stuff. See how our players have fared, how things have gone. It's been a very, very good season. I think that's pretty simple to say. We'll have a little bit of a look at any jobs that are available as well, because why not? But I'm definitely going to stay at Leicester unless we get something absolutely incredible. I don't know. I don't even know. PSG maybe, something like that. That's not going to happen. But yeah, I'm going to stay at Leicester. We've got them into the Premier League again now, and we've got to keep them in the Premier League. That's definitely what we need to do. We haven't actually experienced top flight football at all in the save so far, so it makes sense for us to have our first season of top flight football with a team that we've been managing for a year and a half anyway. But we'll get to all that stuff later on. Let's play Derby County, and our team is, well, we could fully rotate anyway, given the fact that it's now completely and utterly meaningless. We can't be full strength anyway, even if we wanted to, because, obviously Esposito is injured, but he's not the only one. Trincao has been injured recently. He's missed the last couple of games. Soyuncu got himself injured in the previous match as well, so, we couldn't even play them if we wanted to, but given the fact that it's completely meaningless, we might as well actually give some players who've not really had much of a look in all that much this season the opportunity to play. So let's have a look at this all-change team, because a lot of these guys, we've got a lot of players here on loan. Not all of these guys are going to be here next season anyway, irregardless. So, let's see how they get on. Callum Burton is going to be in goal. At left back is going to be Luke Thomas, who has not even got a face yet. He's decent potential as well. I don't really see much point in playing Nicola Maru, who's barely got a look in all season, but we might as well play the guy who's from our academy than some guy on loan who's not going to be back next season. Central defence is Lucas Mai, who's making, I think, his debut, or at least maybe his only second appearance alongside James Tarkowski, or Tarkovsky, I still don't know. James Justin's at right back. James Garner's in defensive midfield with Oliver Skipp. Rada Krunic is in the attacking midfield role with Keita Balde on the left-hand side. He's recovered from his injury now. Iosi Perez on the right, and then Paulo Felicio up front. He's been starting the last few games in the absence of Esposito and has been pretty woeful. Still not got himself a goal in the league, but maybe today is the day. Let's give the fans something to go home smiling about at the end of the season. Callum Burton, again, stressed. We're at home against a team who've had a pretty average season. We're the champions, and I'm told him to go and win the game, and he's not happy about that. We will be keeping Callum next season, but maybe he's going to be going down to third choice. I'm not too sure. Anyway, RB is still asleep, nearly still asleep. Derby nearly take the lead. Dimitar with a free kick against the post. Oliver Skipp's been absolutely robbed there by Jack Marriott, who is, he's potentially on for the Golden Boot. It looks like Esposito will still win that, despite being laid off for the last few weeks, but not with finishing like that, Jack. So a couple of sort of nothingy highlights. Can the boys that don't really play, can they suddenly gel as a team and get us 3 points? I mean, it's a good job we don't need to win this game. Obviously, I wouldn't play this team if we needed to win. But anyway, James Justin's just about kept it in. Oliver Skip has just kicked the ball out for a corner for no reason whatsoever. That was an absolutely terrible clearance. Krunic clears it only as far as Dimitar Tomlawrence is offside. Well, we're being absolutely battered, it's fair to say. 5 shots on target for them, just the 1 for us. Normally it's the other way round, because normally I play a team of 11 players who are actually pretty good. I mean, I'm not happy with the performance out there. Do something better. I mean, a lot of these guys are playing for their futures, really. Some of them are here on loan, some of them are just permanent deals, but are looking like they might be replaced. I mean, Iosi Perez has done basically nothing in his time at the club, so at least since we've been here, the year and a half we've been here, he's been pretty woeful, so he will probably be moved on, I would imagine, in the summer. And I've not been particularly impressed with Balde. He got injured, and since he's come back, he's not done anything either. But anyway, chance for them to impress. But Perez links up with Balde immediately, and there's Paulo Felicio for his 3rd goal of the season, his 1st goal in the league. So just as I slagged them off, they must have heard me from the bench. I was obviously talking quite loudly. Perez cuts inside, lovely ball, knocked down by Balde, and there is a real poacher's finish from Felicio to finally get his 1st league goal. And we've got the lead here despite being completely outplayed. Right, time's ticking away. We might as well bring on some players. Otherwise, we'll take off Felicio. He can have a hero's welcome. We'll bring on Kalichi Iheanacho. He's leaving, so give him his final game in a Leicester shirt. Tony Wheeler, who's a pretty decent centre-back regen, who we just haven't played. Might as well bring him on. He can kind of play defensive midfield too. That might be where his future lies, actually. He's not got the best passing, so maybe not. But we'll bring him on for Tarkowski, why not? And then Banagimi, who we've got 2 midfielders on loan at the club. We might as well bring on the guy that we actually do own the contract of. But we don't see any final contribution from them. That was it. That's it. It's done. The game's done. The season's done. A win to end things off. 104 points is not too bad at all. Not the record, but quite close indeed. 10 points clear of Aston Villa in 2nd, and the playoffs will be contested by Reading and Cardiff. That was pretty much guaranteed. Stoke are there, and Barnsley have managed to squeak in as well. So Norwich, for the 2nd year, they're the other team, one of the other teams who've been relegated from the Premier League. Sheffield United as well failed to return. Burnley, high expectations for them, just the mid-table finish in the end. And then Cambridge, of course, as we saw, inevitably have been relegated along with Middlesbrough. That's a bit of a shock. And then Sunderland going back down as well. But there we go, good win. Well done. I mean, it wasn't really that good a win, but it's nice to end the season with 3 points because it covers up the fact we didn't win the last 2 games. But I mean, it doesn't matter anyway. We are champions. We already knew we were champions, and what a season it has been. And we've got 2 records off the bat: 32 matches won and 104 points, both of which are new team records. I mean, that's largely because you play more games in the Championship and more points are therefore available. Not as possible in the Premier League with only 38 games, but there we go, we'll take it. And we get ourselves another Manager of the Month as well. Fantastic, absolutely brilliant, despite the fact we've lost the match. So everyone else must have done terribly. But I mean, that's nice, but I do want to win Manager of the Year. Hopefully we pick that one up as well. Right then, let's have a look and see all this sort of stuff. Now we've got this one. How much have we affected this now we've been here for a year and a half? I mean, Charlie Taylor's in there, which is nice to see. So I'm sure he probably was anyway. Chowdhury may well have broken his way in. Balde, Esposito on the right hand side, and former manager Jamie Vardy up front still. How's he getting on at Bristol Rovers? 17th in League One, so not where they were definitely 14th when he took over, so he's not improved. End of season awards then. Player of the season is by quite some margin Dennis Pratt. I'm not sure I would have necessarily picked him out. He's been excellent, don't get me wrong, he's been absolutely brilliant, but I'm not sure I would have picked him as number 1. Esposito is second. Alexis Blin, who I think he had a good shout. He finishes in third. Team of the season is pretty much, well, it's exactly as you would expect, with the possible exception of Reece Nelson being in there for Keita Balde. Balde scored a lot more goals, but I don't know, he had a lot of very terrible games. Goal of the season was Dennis Pratt versus Charlton. I'm not sure I agree with that one. We had some fantastic goals this season. Alexis Blin signing of the season, I think that is pretty much fair enough. And young player of the season, Sebastiano Esposito. I'd love to have him back next year. He's just about recovered from his injury. Are Inter Milan interested in loaning him out again? They're looking to give him a chance in the first team. I mean, I think fair enough, really. Fair enough. It's a shame we can't have him back, but we have kick-started this young man's career, and no doubt in the rest of the save we will see him develop into one of the best strikers in the world. And who knows, maybe one day we will manage him again. I certainly would like to. As for the rest of the team then, I want to highlight some of these other boys as well. Trincao is another one who we had on loan. He's been, well, when he's good, he's very good, and when he's bad, he's very bad. Let's put it like that. 13 goals, 11 assists is pretty fantastic, actually, when you think about it. But he's had some games where he's just not. It's not even that he disappears. He has games where he's a complete liability, and everything he touches just ends up with an opposition goal. Then he has games where he's just the best player in the world and runs the show. But you know, I don't know. I don't know whether I would necessarily want him back next season. I'm going to add him on my shortlist. Let's just see if Watford are interested in loaning him out again. They are, and not for much money, so that's a possible option. I can certainly see Trincao being back here next season. Not necessarily his first choice, but certainly here. There's not actually many naturally left-footed left wingers with this good set of attributes, so I don't know, we've only got 2 loans from Premier League clubs, so I'll think about it, but I'm definitely going to consider bringing him back next season. The midfield 3 have been sensational. Chowdhury, an absolute star. He's not going to want to leave anymore. He signed a new contract now that we were in the Premier League. Dennis Pratt, player of the season, similar thing really. They've both been very, very good. And Alexis Blin, £3 million has been definitely well spent. He's been sensational for us this season. Some fantastic. I mean, I don't expect loads of assists from the deep line playmaker. He's more about the, setting up the pre-assists, I suppose. But he's chipped in with 2 goals. Very good average rating. Just a dependable guy, really. Reece Nelson's an interesting one. He's not really played much. I mean, how well has he actually done this season? 4 assists and 2 goals. He's not too bad, but that's definitely an area we want to strengthen. I'm not sure I want to bring him back next year or not. And Keita Balde, as I say, not been outstanding particularly, so definitely an area of improvement needed. The defence, though, is looking pretty solid. Really impressed with how these boys have done. Charlie Taylor, quietly dependable, quietly reliable. 6 assists for him is pretty good. Ricardo Pereira, again, now he's happy that he's at the club, although saying that he's thinking about leaving. Might have to give him a new contract, or we might need to move him on. Actually, he's 29, so I'm open to bids. Who wants to sign him? West Ham. I'd like someone a little bit better than that, but that's a possible area we can tweak and improve. I think James Justin is another one who I've not been too impressed by, but 3 assists for him. I'd expect a little bit more from that. So right back, potentially an area to improve, but the central defence have been brilliant. Adam Webster was, in my view, a contender for signing of the season. £3.8 million to get him in here. 45 appearances, absolutely Mr. Dependable. He did play every single match, apart from the last game, where I gave Lucas Meyer a chance. Otherwise, he played every single one. Just so reliable, so calm. And Soyuncu alongside him, and then Soyuncu alongside him. He missed 1 game because he was suspended, but those 2 have formed a brilliant partnership, and I'm pretty happy with them. And then in goal, Neil Etheridge has been he's been a revelation. The board were a little bit questionable with signing him. They thought that 1.5 million was too much for him, largely because his Premier League season with Cardiff got relegated, but yeah, previous season he was pretty dreadful. 6.34 average rating, 47 goals conceded, and just 2 clean sheets. Well, maybe it's the level, maybe it's how we play. 24 clean sheets for him, and 6.8 average rating for a goalkeeper is very, very good. Just the 9 goals conceded as well. That's absolutely ridiculous stuff. I mean, he did miss a good stretch of the season. He was injured for a little bit, and he, of course, missed basically a month and a half because of the Asian Cup, but yeah, no, I mean, very solid goalkeeper, and he's still physically pretty good, so I don't think there's any reason to replace him. He's wanted by Brighton, so definitely worth keeping around. Anyway, we won the Championship. Of course, we did. Average attendance is looking quite good at 89%. That will hopefully improve in the Premier League. Got to the quarter-final of the Carabao Cup, with disappointing FA Cup, but that cannot always be helped. Vision and expectation for next season. Play attacking football. I mean, these have all stayed the same. What do they want us to do? They want us to become. They want us to become best. Well, okay. They want us to finish top half in the Premier League next season. Okay. I think we can do it. But that's a little bit generous. I think. Can we negotiate that? I don't want to set myself up for a fall. Minimum expectations should be negotiated later. Okay, so it might well be negotiated later, but it's kind of set in stone there. We're gonna have to accept it. I'm not too sure about that one. I mean, I think we can do it, but I don't know. We've just been promoted. I think it might be asking, even for a club of this size and still with such an excellent squad, it might be asking perhaps a little bit too much. Nothing to really say to the players at this stage. Chowdhury, Pratt and Pereira, the team leaders. I think I'm fine with that. Maybe we can get Soyonshu in there. That'll be quite good. We can talk to the players. What do we want to do next season? Well, I mean, I'd be happy with mid-table, but the board clearly want us to get top half, which is not even really an option for us unless we go. I mean, can we go down here? Okay, there's a lot of options. I'm thinking mid-table. I think this is probably the best one. I think let's go with that one. Yep, they're fine with that. So they're on the same wavelength as me. Mid-table is where we're going to be aiming for. And, well, if we get mid-table, hopefully the board will be happy with it. Otherwise, I might be needing a new job next summer anyway. 11 assists from Dennis Pratt is a new record. I mean, that's why he's won the Player of the Year. Etheridge gets clean sheet record. Player of the Match record goes to Pratt. I mean, they've been very good this year. Very good this year. Well, the playoff final will be contested between Cardiff, perhaps unsurprising, but then it will be between them and Barnsley. Reading, for so long, our biggest challengers, our closest challengers for automatic promotion. Them and Aston Villa, one of our closest challengers, well, they kind of trailed off towards the end of the season, and they have not been promoted, and it will be Barnsley, who just scraped into the playoffs on pretty much the last day, who will be facing off against Cardiff instead. Right, commercial summary. Obviously things have gone down because of the season in the Championship, but they should hopefully go up next season. Apparently we've got no competition prize money. I guess it's just not been paid yet. I mean, we won the league, so we should get something. Pratt's the top selling shirt. Chowdhury, Esposito, Nelson and Keita. Balde, not too bad. And in the end, Barnsley, who finished the lowest ranked team in the playoffs, beat Cardiff 2-0. They will be in the Premier League. Cardiff and Reading both miss out. So apparently the owner's not going to look to sell the club, which is good. I don't want to get replaced in a board takeover. Let's have a look and see. Let's have a look, see if there's any jobs anywhere else. Liverpool is available. Klopp has been sacked. Liverpool have finished 4th. I mean that would be nice. The favourite is Antonio Conte, though. I don't think that we're going to get the Liverpool job. I'm not even gonna bother at this stage, I don't think. And then finally, end of season awards for the actual division. Dennis Pratt wins Player of the Season. I think we might have a little bit of a clean sweep going on here. Esposito does indeed hold on to top goal scorer, beating out Jack Marriott and Patrick Bamford. He wins Young Player of the Season as well. And then, whoa, would you look at that? Manager of the Year once again. Fantastic stuff. The owner is pleased with that one. Team of the Year. Let's have a look at this one. Well, I mean, we dominate it. It's fair to say the entire back four is in there, and deservedly so. Trincao is in there, Pratt and Chowdhury and Esposito. Etheridge a little bit unfortunate to miss out. I can only assume it's because of his absence for a bit of the season. But excellent stuff. But I don't think anything else is going to happen. I think that is going to draw us to a close and, well, draw the season to a close. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe as well so you don't miss next season in the Premier League. We're with the big boys now. With the big boys. We've served our apprenticeship 4 years in the lower leagues. Now it's time to, well, take our seat at the top table of English football and indeed of world football. We need to make sure we can stay there both with Leicester next season and just ourselves generally. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, and I will see you next season for some transfers.